going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, tonight we've got the second T20 between India and Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka, they get a win, even though it was against India's D team. Let's be honest, it wasn't against India's best team by any stretch. Obviously, with Krunal Pandya catching the row, there had to be a few changes. No Hardik Pandya, no, there was a few people that had to come out. They had about 4 debutants. Obviously, Devdutt, my man. Devdutt made his, I know, Nitish Rana. It was actually his. Obviously, we've seen most of these guys in the ODI series make their debut, but then they get their cap in T20. I think it was Rana, Chakravarthi, Sakaraya, and Devdutt, maybe, that made their debuts in T20 cricket. And then Sri Lanka, I think, had a debut as well for Samara Wickrama, I think, maybe? Or no, Ramesh Mendez, I think it was, actually, because we've seen him in the ODI series. But, hey, I mean, we have to talk about it. Sri Lanka get the win. They played very well, they bowled well, and they batted well. They executed the plan. You know, give or take, it was only 2 deliveries left. So you have to give credit to India. India's a team who are always going to fight and fight and fight to the end. Doesn't matter if they've got their D team or their A team. India are always going to be fighting till the very end, and they did exactly that. Dahana De Silva, none for 13 off 2 and 40 not out, which was the big innings that decided the match. Man of the match for him. Let's jump into it. India, of course, were sent in to bat first. Good decision from Sri Lanka. No, I think they would have been more comfortable chasing instead of making a total. Obviously, Ruturaj Gaikwad, I actually think it was his debut as well, my bad. I think he was on debut as well. Look, he's been a very good player in the IPL. Good to see him get his opportunity. 21 off 18. He started well, and then he hit, you know, he hit it straight up in the air, of course. Shikhar Dhawan having an amazing series in the ODIs and now the T20s. Having a great series for India as skipper. He stood up perfectly. Yeah, he's been great, Shikhar Dhawan. He would have been so great for this young group. You know, he's along the likes of... I mean, look at this middle order that Shikhar Dhawan's batting with. Gaikwad, Padikul, Sampson, Nitish Rana. He has never batted with a batting lineup that experienced ever. He's always got Sharma around him, Kohli around him, Pandya around him, KL Rahul around him, Shubman Gill, Agarwal around him. I mean, he's got these names, or Dhoni around him, Pant. I mean, he's had these names around him for a lot of his career that have played big amounts of cricket. But so much of the pressure has been relied on Shikhar to score runs and be a good captain, and he's done exactly that. I don't think Shikhar Dhawan's getting the credit he deserves for this series, to be honest. He's playing great. And captaining great, and obviously a lot of that credit has to go to Rahul Dravid as well. You know, he's doing well. Devdutt, Padikul. I've been asking for him to play since the ODIs. He finally gets his opportunity. 29 off 23. I saw a lot of good stuff. I saw a lot of good shots in there. He hit a nice 4 and a nice 6 for that matter. He hit a couple of nice strokes. He seemed to read it. He looked comfortable at the level as well. So I really hope he's in the T20 World Cup squad. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Why the fuck would Devdutt Padikul be in the squad? I'm not asking for Padikul to play any matches, but I think this man is the future of Indian T20 cricket. That's just my opinion. I think one day, in 5 years, he'll be the main opener of Indian cricket in T20. Devdutt Padikul. Now, that might be a shit call. Everyone might be thinking, you're off your head. But I see what I like from this man. Yeah, I think, you know, if you can get him in the squad for the World Cup, you know, he doesn't have to play any matches, but he can run out the drinks. He can fucking sit there with Ravi Shastri. He can sit there among the big boys and learn some things. He'll be much better for the next time the World Cup comes around, and hopefully he's playing in it. Just my opinion. But experience is such a valuable thing, which is what Australia does very well. We get a lot of youngsters to come into the squad. They don't play any matches necessarily, but they're around the greats of cricket, and they learn. You know, they learn. Sanju Samson, it was, you know, Dhananjaya, a killer. Jaya bowled quite well, actually. The spinners had a very good day. Nitish Rana, gone for 9. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar playing so high up the order. I mean, they've gone with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've gone with 6 fucking bowlers. Ridiculous. I mean, surely there was, where's my man Arshdeep Singh? How are you going to play all of these bowlers and not have my man Arshdeep Singh in there? But that's okay. Not out. No one really cares about that. The bowlers. Dismantha Chamira, 1 for 23 off 4. Akila Dhananjaya bowled great, 2 for 29 off 4. Took some big wickets early. He took the wicket of Darwan, bowled him, and then he bowled Samson as well. I think that was a stumped, actually. But yeah, it was well played. Dasun Shanaka, the skipper, 1 for 14 off 2, and Hasaranga, of course, 1 for 30 off 4. Nothing else to look at. Hey, Sri Lanka had a total of 133 to chase. It was a very small total. Look, not a great total, is it? They didn't have many runs on the board, and Sri Lanka still managed. Sri Lanka still managed to almost fucking lose. Seriously. I mean, Sri Lanka, 132. You should be making that in at least 18, 17 overs. I mean, credit to India. Of course, they're a team that fights and fights, but shit. Avishka Fernando, I love watching him play. Unfortunately, 11. Banuka, 36. Samara Wikrama, 8. I've gotten better at pronouncing the names, I'll tell you that. Dasun Shanaka, 3. Dahanya De Silva, the man of the match, 40 off 34. Was a match-winning innings in the end. Wanindu Hasaranga, 15 off 11. Ramesh Mendez on debut, 2 for 5. And Chamika Karunaratne, 12 off 6. So, hey, it goes down to a last over thriller. We have a look at the bowlers. Bhuvi Kumar, 1 for 21 off 4. Chetan Sakaraya, I thought he bowled quite well, to be honest. I mean, he was a little bit expensive. I think it was his second over where he went for about 20 runs, or I don't know. There was an over there where he went a bit expensive, but I thought he bowled well. He had a good line. 1 for 34 off 3.4. Varun Chakravarthi, happy to see him in there. He's actually very good. We know that. 1 for 18 off 4. Rahul Chahar, 1 for 27 off 4. And Kuldeep Yadav, my man Kuldeep Yadav, 2 for 30 off 4. So at the end of the day, the bowlers have a decent day. But, good fight from India. And if you're an Indian fan, of course you're upset you didn't get the win. But look at the team. Gaikwad, Padikkal, Samson, Rana. I mean, you were relying on people that were on their first games, their second games in international cricket. And you almost got away with a win. You've got to be proud of your country's efforts. I would be proud. I am proud. But hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.